Welcome to another deep dive into the past. The 1890s might seem like a quiet, buttoned-up decade, but don't be fooled. This 10-year span was packed with unbelievable moments. Some strange, some inspiring, and some just downright wild. Today we're sharing 10 of the most mind-blowing random facts from the 1890s, one from each year. Let's get started. On December 29, 1890, U.S. troops killed over 250 Lakota men, women, and children at Wounded Knee Creek in South Dakota. This horrific event marked the end of the Indian Wars and became a symbol of the brutal treatment of Native Americans during westward expansion. It was not just a tragedy, it was a turning point in American history. In 1891, the world-famous Carnegie Hall opened its doors in New York City with a concert conducted by none other than Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky. That's right, the legendary Russian composer himself performed on American soil to christen what would become one of the most prestigious music venues in the world. Talk about a grand opening. Long before DNA testing, 1892 saw the first criminal conviction based on fingerprint evidence in Argentina. A woman named Francesca Rojas murdered her children and tried to frame someone else. But a bloody fingerprint left at the scene sealed her fate. This case revolutionized forensic science and changed how detectives solve crimes forever. In 1893, a massive financial panic hit the United States. Over 15,000 businesses and 500 banks collapsed. The unemployment rate shot up and the economy spiraled into a depression that lasted for years. It was so bad that people questioned whether capitalism itself was sustainable. Sound familiar? Before 1894, Coca-Cola was only available at soda fountains. But that changed when a Mississippi businessman started bottling it in Vicksburg. It was the beginning of one of the most successful product expansions in history. That simple idea helped Coca-Cola go from a local tonic to a global brand. In 1895, German physicist Wilhelm Röntgen discovered X-rays completely by accident while experimenting with cathode rays. When he realized he could see the bones inside his wife's hand, he knew he was onto something big. This one oops moment changed medicine and security checkpoints forever. The first modern Olympic Games kicked off in Athens, Greece in 1896, reviving an ancient tradition that had been dead for over 1,500 years. Only 14 countries participated, and there were no women's events. Still, it sparked a global sports movement that continues to grow with every Olympic flame lit. Bram Stoker's Dracula hit bookshelves in 1897, changing horror fiction forever. Inspired by Transylvanian folklore and real historical figures like Vlad the Impaler, the novel introduced the world to a sophisticated yet terrifying vampire and helped build the foundation for every vampire story that came after. In 1898, the USS Maine exploded in Havana Harbor, killing 260 American sailors. The US blamed Spain, and war followed soon after. But here's the kicker. We still don't know what caused the explosion. Was it sabotage, or an accident used as an excuse for war? In 1899, Bayer began marketing aspirin as a wonder drug, and it quickly became a household name. But the twist, they originally trademarked both aspirin and heroin, which they also sold as a painkiller. That's right. Aspirin and heroin were once side by side on the same shelf. The 1890s were full of surprises, from vampires and X-rays to economic chaos and Olympic dreams. These random moments weren't just quirky. They helped shape the world we live in today. If you learned something new, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more strange slices of history. And let me know in the comments, which 1890s fact blew your mind the most?